Hey yo, what is good, y'all? I'm Malcolm McFadden, the creator of 615 Comics, and you're watching the Yo a Nerd podcast, and this is episode 38. All right, now, real quick, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about me. All right, just want to get all that stuff out the way because it's going to be a very intentional, very important episode of Yo a Nerd for me. All right, let's get straight into it. So, if you're a black nerd, a comic book fan, whatever. If you're black and in this comic book nerd sphere, there's a lot been going on the past couple months. A lot been going on the past couple months. I know if you've been living on a rock, maybe you missed it. Look, I'm not going to go into everything that's been going on. But in the last couple months, a lot has been going on, and everybody wants to give their opinions about it. Everybody wants to talk about it. Everybody wants to give their 2 cents, make these videos, for whatever reason about it, right? I'm not going to talk too much. I'm not really going to talk about what's been going on, right? But what's been going on has showed me something very clear that we got to take putting a spotlight on black indie comic book creators, comic books, whatever. We need to be very serious about the light that we shed on them. We need to be very intentional about it. We need to put them at the forefront, really show off black indie comic book creators. That's what I've taken from what's been going on, right? And we need to show real support for black indie comic creators, especially if you really want representation in comics. And so this episode right here is all about black indie comics and black indie creators. So if that's not what you want to hear about, please just turn this video off right now, because that is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about no DC. I'm not talking about no Marvel. All right, I'm talking about black independent comic book creators, and that's what this episode is about. That's who I'm speaking to in this episode. And I want to start off this whole message and everything I'm talking about with just a clear message to indie comic book creators, indie comic book writers, to all of y'all. All right, my message to y'all is, I did a little bit on my TikTok, but this is going to be the full message. Some of y'all may be looked over. Some of y'all may feel looked over. Some of y'all may feel pushed aside. Some of y'all may feel unseen is a better word I want to go with. Some of y'all may feel like, why am I creating this representation for people if they're not really checking for it? All right, these may be things you may be thinking about in the past couple months as a black indie comic book creator. You may be thinking, it may be making you feeling less than, all right, not equal to. You feel me? So I just want to tell y'all, put that feeling aside. Just like you feel unseen, make that feeling feel unseen, bro. Because there are people out here that want the stories that you're putting out. There are people actually out here that actually want representation. Maybe they're not online, going on with their Twitter fingers, you feel me? Maybe they're not online doing all that. Maybe they're out there and you need to go find them and find your audience. I'm telling you, there are people looking for your representation. There are people that your representation will do great things for. All right, just seeing themselves in comics and things like that, like what you're doing could really change things and really change how people see themselves. All right, so I just want y'all to keep creating. In this time you may feel unseen, in this time you may feel passed up, you feel me, by people that actually look like you feel me, but I'm telling you, there are people that want your stories, and a lot of those people look like you, no matter what they say. All right, no matter what people say online about black people not buying books, whatever. There are people that really want your representation. There are people that are really looking for change in this comic book industry, and you are the start of that. You are a part of that. You are a big piece of that. All right. So don't stop creating. I know you may feel looked over, but let that fuel you. Let that fuel you so that nobody can look you over in the future. I'm doing the same thing. All right. And this message isn't coming as me as a comic book creator. This message coming to me as a fan. I am your audience. I'm a person looking for representation in comics. I'm looking for black cowboys. I'm looking for black people in space. I'm looking for black vampires. I'm looking for black superheroes. I'm looking for anything black. I'm looking for, well, that's in the things that I like. All right, I'm telling you, I'm probably not really looking for black cowboys like that. But hey, I am your audience, and there's plenty of people like me. I've seen them. I've been out with them. I've talked to them. There are people like me that want your representation, want what you are putting out. All right. I know online there's a lot of things have been going on, make you think that, what's the point? All right. That is something that we may be asking ourselves a lot, whether it has to do with this black nerd drama or whatever. Sometimes we ask ourselves all the time, what is the point? The point is whatever the reason you started, that's the point. If you would like me wanted to be one to just love comics, or you wanted to create representation, these are all things that were the points for me to start. Remember those reasons. Remember those reasons in these times. It may be tough with you seeing things online and everything like that. Also, get offline. Get offline, get back in the lab. Get back in the lab, pick up that pen, the keyboard, whatever it is you writing with or creating these stories with. Get back in the lab, bro. Get offline and get back in the lab. All right, because I'm telling you, people want your stories and they are very important. I'll be talking about the importance of your stories and importance of you as a creator, you as a comic creator, right now that's watching this video. You are very important. All right, and even if you don't see it, a lot of things that have been going on has shown that you are important. All right, whether it's not really shedding a light on that you're out there, whether it's not really shedding a light on what we have in indie space, and whether it's shedding a light on more so what we don't have from other companies, all of this is still showing that you are important. Your comics important, your stories are important. That representation that you wanted to do, that representation that you set out to do because there was no representation for you, is important. That's the message I want to give to y'all. Keep making these stories, keep pushing these stories, put yourself out there. All right, make that video, write that comic book. All right, be the representation that you want to be. All right, put that story out there. No matter what's going on, you are important. Creators make the world go round. All right, so you continue to make that world go round. All right, that's my message for y'all. That's my message for Black indie comic creators, Black indie writers. This is my message for y'all to keep going. All right. And I want to start with that message for y'all because I know that sometimes, as a creator myself, I wanted to give y'all a message as a fan because I'm out here looking for your books. I'm out here, before I became a creator, I was looking for your books, spotlighting your books, talking about your books. People like me are out there. It's a lot of us. All right. So don't stop creating because we need your stories. We need your stories. We're not settling for other shit. We're not settling for certain things or certain people to give us representation. We want it. And we know that you got it and you have a passion for it. So that's who I'm looking to. And let's get into this whole Black indie conversation. So the scope of Black indies. Let's talk about what is considered Black indies. For me, self-published, creator owned. So Image, a lot of those books is creator owned books. So even though they're a big company, indie, people talk about whether Image is indie or not, but those are creator owned books. So if you're self-publishing or you're a creator owned, I consider you indie. So that is anywhere from Rodney Barnes, Stephanie Williams, Ray Anthony Heights, those major stars within the Black indie. I still consider them Black indie. All right, and that goes from them all the way to your Kickstarter Black indies. That is Concrete, that is Godhood, that's 615 Comics, that is Wise Air Comics, that's Midnight Comics, Apartment 6. I can go on for days, and if I don't mention you, please don't get mad at me. All right. But that's all of them. Advent Comics, that's everybody. Page One Comics. So if you're self-published or creator owned in Black, I consider you a Black indie. So from Rodney Barnes, Stephanie Williams, Anthony Heights, all the way down to people like me. They're on Kickstarter pushing their books, you feel me? Or just on their websites pushing their books. That is the scope of Black indie. All right. One thing I want to start off with is the beauty of Black indies. What's so beautiful about it, you might ask? Well, let's get into that. The beautiful thing about Black indies, number one, new, fresh, creative stories that you've never seen before, that you've never even thought could be a story with Black characters. That's the thing about indies. These creators out here are highly inspired. A lot of inspiration coming from years and years of wanting representation or just reading comics and stories or creating their own stories. Years and years of inspiration of putting these stories. That's what these indie creators have. They have the creativity. These are brand new characters that don't have 60 years of history that you kind of got to abide by and look to before you start writing them or getting into that story, or 60 years that will affect this story that you have right now. No, these are new, fresh stories. It's also what's beautiful about them is that, like being fresh, they could go anywhere. When we read certain stories, let's say a Batman, we know kind of how that joint's going to end. He's going to save Gotham, and maybe leave a little bit of difference in Gotham that may go into the next story. But he's going to he's probably not going to kill this villain, so they're probably going to escape from Arkham. You feel me? Like, these things get repetitive, but these are brand new stories from brand new minds and brand new inspiration. All right, that they're fresh. They're easy to jump into and not have anything to compare it to, because it's a brand new story. I don't have to compare this Batman run with the old Batman run that I was loving years ago, but now this new run isn't living up to that. No, this is a brand new run for me to jump into. That's the beauty of Black indie stories. And they have the representation. It's made for representation. A lot of your indie creators, the inspiration that drives them is that they did not see characters that look like them. Or when they did, they didn't see enough. Or when they did, that just really lit the fire to them. A lot of people will say, when Milestone, when I saw those heroes, when I saw Icon, I saw Static, and I saw Rocket, when I saw them, that lit a fire in me to make these Black characters. That really showed that Black characters can be put out there. You feel me? So they are making this representation for you. They are making what you want to see. They want to represent you, and they have a passion for it. They have a passion for it. It's like, I'm always going to bet on a person who they live and die by this. You feel me? Like, people will always bet on Kobe because he lived and died by it. He breathed basketball. You feel me? He loved this sport. He was every day trying to get better at it. These creators are Kobe. These creators are coming with that passion. These creators are willing to run through their friend Pau Gasol in the United States championship, in the world championships, just to show people like, hey, I'm not playing. These are your creators that are passionate. They are every day. These are your creators that are spending their last dollars to give you these stories. These are creators that are trying to be better at writing just so they can reach you. These are creators that are trying to go past their introvertness, if that's a word, going past their introvertness to step outside of themselves and kind of reach y'all and get out there and touch y'all, which is what introverts don't be doing. You feel me? Like, there's passion behind these stories. There's when everybody was mad at Marvel when they put out the Miles, and they did Miles as different heroes like Thor, and he was like, by Odin's fade. Everybody was mad about that. You know, people that take good care of these Black characters and probably wouldn't do something outlandish like that? Black creators, because they love these stories, and they're also Black. They know what we like and what we don't like, and what is insensitive and what is stupid to put in a book, because we have been seeing people misuse Black characters or put wrong things in the books, or just be outright kind of racist and not even know that they're being racist because they're not Black and they're not with the culture. But these Black creators, they are that, and they're trying to create representation. They're trying to create beautiful stories. They're trying to give you something different that's not always just slaves, gang members, blase blah. Like, they're trying to give you something different. They're trying to give you Star Wars, Black Star Wars. They're trying to give you Black Westerns. All right, these people have a real passion to bring you representation. All right, these people have real passion for comics and writing these stories, because these are stories that they've been reading, and now they want to, and they want to put their stamp on this industry. All right, and they hold these characters with care, like it's glass. Like, they walking around like your mom was like, you better not drop that or you getting a beating, and they walking around tiptoeing around with the glass. You feel me? So the beauty of Black indies is literally, there's a fresh start. You're jumping right in on the ground floor of it. These are the roots of it. All right, you're jumping right in, brand new fresh stories to get into, maybe something you've never seen or thought of before. All right, from a very creative mind, passionate mind, that's all about being representation for you. All right, being trying to show you that you can be in comics. All right, show that you can be a superhero, show that you can be a space cowboy. You feel me? Like, that is the beauty of Black indie books. All right, these people have passion. These people are putting their own money out, so you know this for the love of the game. You know it's for the love of the game. Comics cost a lot, y'all. I don't know if y'all have never made comics. Y'all think it's a real get rich quick scheme? Hell no. Hell no. Comics cost a lot to make. You probably gonna be in the negatives before you even see anything positive when it comes to money making comics. So a lot of these creators are really doing it out of the love of the game. Like, seriously, out of the love of the game. You feel me? Out of the passion. They getting out the mud to give you stories that they handle with care. You feel me? So that is the beauty of Black Indies. Um that is one of the reasons why I love Black Indie books, not even just being Black. And also, just to put this in there, for people watching this video, fans, I'm not talking about just support these books because they're Black. That's why I'm giving y'all the importance. That's why I'm gonna give you a lot of reasons to support these people. And it's not just because they Black. No. It's because they're actually dope. It's because they're good. It's because that we have to work twice as hard as other people have to work to get half of what they get. We know that. So people putting these books together, some of these people are very talented that just might not get the shot in the industry just because of how they look. You feel me? Or where they come from or their background. You get what I'm saying? So basically what I'm saying is I'm not saying support these books just because they're Black. I'm saying support them because you're interested in them. Support it because this looks like a story that you want to read. Support them because this artwork is fire. Support them because this writer is dope and they connecting with you on the writing tip, emotional tip. Support these books just because they're good. Like, okay, you can support them because they're Black. I will support books just because they're Black creators. I want to, help out. But mostly, I'm going for books that are interesting, that I want, that I like, that look good. All right, you get what I'm saying? So, in no point in time, I'm telling y'all just support Black. All right, because I hate when people are, but not everything is good, not everything is good. All right, well, support the Black ones that you think is good, nigga. Damn. Sorry. Keep going. So I keep going. So I'm not saying just support them because they're Black. I'm saying to support them because they are good. Now, next part of this, I showed y'all the beauty of Black Indies. I want to go into the importance of Black Indies. I will talk a lot about the importance. I'll probably say the importance more time than I've said the importance ever in my life in a small span of time. Already said it more than I think I've ever said it. But I want to talk about the importance of Black Indies, and the importance of community and the importance of supporting Black Indies. All right. So the importance of Black Indies, supporting the importance of community, and importance of supporting the Black Indies. All right. Why are Black Indies important? And why supporting them important? Because like I said, they are the representation that we are looking for. All right. And why supporting them is important. Number one, a phrase that I've always heard and just always crazy. Jewish money. Jewish money moves around in their community 7 to 10 times. Crazy. 7 to 10 times before it leaves their community. I believe, quote me if I'm wrong, but in the Black community, our money circulates maybe once or twice before it leaves. At most. Yeah, once or twice. Jewish people, 7 to 10. Us, once or twice before it leaves. I think it's very important to put money. Very important for us to put money back in our communities, especially when we want to see better for our communities. And not talking like your neighbor. Well, yes, your neighbor and stuff. I'm talking about like comics, this comic community, because that's the topic we on right now. Of course, overall, we should put money back in the Black hands, but I'm talking about the comic community right now. It's important to put money back in these people's hands who are creating these stories that we want these stories of. Because if we want these stories handled with care, we want these stories, more of these stories, and not have to ask for these stories and demand for these stories. I think it's very important to put the money in the hands of the people that we want these, that are giving us these stories, that have the passion, like I said, to give us these stories, that are going to give us these stories anyway, without actually a lot of money in their pocket. You feel me? So I think that's one of the importance, is also just supporting Black. I think it's very weird to ask a company to give us representation and us just give them our money. All right, to take our Black dollar and ask for Black characters or Black creators, but give it to a white company is very weird to me, especially when that white company has not shown to actually have the passion or handle these stories with care, like the Indies would. Like I said, is with the beauty of Black Indies, right? So, and why would they? These are not their stories. These are not the stories they grew up having. These are not stories that have been lighting a fire within them for years. You feel me? So, like, they don't have the passion for these stories. So, why ask them for these stories? Why not go to the people that are really trying to give us these stories? That's what's important. And in the long run, it's even more important. Because if we really put the money into these black creators, into this black ecosystem, that just breeds more stories. That breeds more representation for the next generation. Why are we gonna let the next generation have to deal with what we had to deal with? Why creators like me that didn't see representation in comics, why are we going to do that to the next brand of creators who are going to be like, or next brand of kids who don't see themselves because this company just doesn't have the passion for it like the creators out here doing it every single day? You feel me? I feel like if they have shown not to give care about these stories, we shouldn't put our money to them to give us these stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just spending our money to be back in the same position maybe 5 or 10 years later when we could really show how important these stories are and really back these stories. Like, I've seen people say things like, we want to see black characters in the mainstream. Well, why not make these mainstream? Why not make these indie creators mainstream? Why not give them the popularity so they can be seen in the mainstream? We see things like Ryan Coogler with Sinners. You feel me? Like, why can't we take these original black stories created by black people and put them in the mainstream so they can be seen? Why do we need to funnel our money to a white company to get black stories? Does that make sense to you? Does that sound right to you? Let me say that again. Why are we funneling our money to white companies to give us black stories? Why are we funneling our money to a company who then has to hire black creators to give us those stories when we can just go straight to the source, straight to the water hole? You feel me? Go straight to the water hole right there. You feel me? Like, I just think it's very important. And that's where the importance of community comes in. We saw what this community did for the Dakota incident. What if the community stood by a comic book creator? Let's say some of my favorites, Wiseacre Concrete. There are two companies I think are doing very good, or Avid. There are two companies that have multiple titles with black leads, that are really doing it, hiring black artists and creators, really putting out these stories. You feel me? Let's say those three. Those three, let's say all of us, all the stuff we did for the Dakota incident, let's say all the creators and stuff literally said, hey, 1 week they did Concrete. All of them made a video about maybe a story in Concrete. One of them did one next week they did Advent. Next week they do Wiseacre. That community is literally pushing all the viewers and everything to these indie creators, like we did for the Dakota incident. Which I'm not saying that was wrong. I'm not saying that's wrong because y'all like to take things out of context all the time. That's not wrong. I'm just saying we could have done that same thing for a black-owned company that doesn't have another company overseeing it. We could have did, like, you could have gone and helped Advent Comics, Concrete Comics, Wiseacre Comics, and the rest of these other comic companies reach a bigger. We could have helped reach a bigger audience for these companies. Put money back in black hands because these are good, dope black comics. That's the importance of the community. If we want to see more, our community kind of has to put more into our community, into us. You feel me? Into all of us as a comic book creators and fans. Like, we want to see more of these stories. The community is very important. Community is very important. Black indie comics are very important. All right, it's very important that we support these if we want to see more. Same thing everybody's saying about supporting DC Comics and Marvel Comics. If we really want to see more representation, instead of like funneling our money to them, we should really be focusing on these creators that are putting their passion out there. And these and this is also another part of this. Indies are breaking out. Indies are doing crazy things. I just said Concrete, who had a deal with Under Armour, who Concrete had a deal in Philly that was helping people to vote, put out a comic about voting, bro. And they're doing more deals. They just had a deal they just did. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they just had a deal. Wiseacre Comics is getting their books in stores. All right, you can literally pre-order some of the City of Demons, Pop Scars, and Magnus. You can literally pre-order those at your comic stores right now, and they are literally taking other creators and publishing their books, putting them out there. Like, they're giving voices to other black creators, bro, and they're doing great things right now. We've seen Stranger Comics just do mad money on Kickstarter, and now they're getting, I think, animated or a movie with Niobe with one of their comics. Like, Stranger Comics is killing it right now. Unique Studios that has Iyanu, the cartoon that's on HBO Max. Like, these black indies are literally stepping out there. Impound is doing crazy things, is doing great things. Godhood, whether you whatever you feel about Godhood or not, Godhood has been really doing a lot for black comic book creators, helping them out and pushing the stories and everything. No matter how you feel about Godhood, I know that's part of the black drama or whatever black comic book drama that's going on, but hey, that's a black comic book company that's pushing it. You feel me? Riververse. I know people don't like Riververse, whatever. These are still black indies that are pushing out that are pushing these stories coming out there, and there's a wide range. So if you don't like a couple of them, there's other ones you can go to. You feel me? So like black indies are really stepping out. Let me big up Midnight Comics. Midnight Comics just released the omnibus. You feel me? Just released the omnibus or compendium. I think it was omnibus. They released the omnibus of their stories after 5 years of telling stories. Like these indies are doing great things, putting out great stories, and they're big right. They're doing big things, and there's a renaissance of black indies right now that you can jump onto. And I think right now was very important. We're wanting representation. We're asking for representation. I think we just need to go to the right place, to the right place for representation, bro. Like I'm not going to Burger King asking for chicken sandwiches. You feel me? I'm not going to Boston Market asking for soul food. I'm going to my grandma house getting that soul food. You feel me? I'm going to my mom house. I'm going to my cousin. I'm going to the man with the thick knuckles and the lady with the arm fat for the soul food. You feel me? I'm not going to Boston Market. You feel me? Like, it's very important to go to the right places for it, and it's very important for us as a community if we really want these stories to go out and find them. It's one of the things I hate. I hate when people say there's no good music out here, or hip hop is trash, or there's no good hip hop. These rappers not really rapping. Like, bro, we got smartphones. We got Google. You got algorithms. You literally can go on Spotify, pick an album you like, and then let that joint after the albums go, just let your Spotify go, and it'll give you a whole bunch of stuff just like that album that it thinks you may like. Like things are so much catered to finding things that you like. It's very easy for you to find what you like. Like, bro, my algorithm always gives me black indie comics because that's just what I'm on. That's what I'm liking. That's what I'm looking for. Like, you cannot say there's no good out here if you're not really searching for it. Why go to the radio for good music if you know the radio don't got good music? Bro, most artists I listen to not on the radio. I love Big Crit. I love Currency. They ain't on the radio. Never. Bro, Vince Staples is fire. He ain't on the radio. That's just what I'm saying. And the same thing with comics, bro. It's the same thing with comics. We can't complain about this space and then still go to that space looking for representation. We can't complain about representation and how it's not good in this space and be like, okay, I'm still going to go to that one. That doesn't make sense, bro. So if you're really looking for these stories, that's the point of community. We got sometimes the people are not trying to look. That's one of the points of community. Sometimes we need these influencers. Sometimes we need people to tell us where to look to get these things. Sometimes we really just don't know that they're out there. People sometimes just aren't really good at looking. Sometimes they're not digging in the crates. You feel me? Producers know used to dig in the crates to find some gems. You may not find nothing, but you was looking for that one or two gems. And that's kind of how we got to be with these comics. And I hate when people say, well, not all indies are good. Some of them are really bad. Yes, they are. Some of them are very fucking bad. Sorry. Some of them are really bad. All right. Some of them are really good and some of them are just okay. Same thing with DC and Marvel. Sometimes Marvel has very good books. Sometimes Marvel has very trash books. Sometimes Marvel has okay books. It's the same thing with the black indies. You just gotta look for the ones that you like and that are good. You feel me? You may gotta sort through some, but hey, that's with literally anything. When you want to find something good, you trying to find a mate, so trying to find a wife, a husband. You feel me? All of those, you gonna have to go through some whack people to get that. You feel me? So be willing to search, be willing to dig. That's the points of community. Like I said, we got to share with each other where to look. That's why I'm always telling y'all about these indies that I'm checking out or these Kickstarters that I'm checking out. You feel me? So that's the importance of community. And that's the importance of indie comic books. That's the importance of all of that and supporting. And like I said, indie comics are doing big things right now. And then let's continue to go into it. Most of the black stories, the best black stories, ain't coming from DC and Marvel. Shouts to Black Comic Lords. They talked about this on one of their live streams, which I love their live streams, bro. It's such a sense of community. I'm not gonna go. I can go into that for a little bit, but such community such a sense of community with Black comic lords. But they had this live stream and they talked about a lot of these things, and some of this is inspired by things they said, and they were saying like the best black stories aren't coming from DC and Marvel. Look at the Eisners right now with Stephanie Williams. Oh my God, shout out Stephanie Williams, a black woman nominated for best writer, which the last time a black writer I believe was either nominated or won was McDuffie. It was McDuffie, bro, like Dwayne McDuffie, and who is no longer alive. Rest in peace. And it's been years since somebody else, since another black writer, and I don't think a black woman writer was nominated. I could be wrong, but I think she was the first. Like, look at Stephanie Williams. Her books, Root of Madness, Temporal, like these ain't DC books, these ain't Marvel books, and these are just phenomenal stories. Look at Rodney Barnes. His books are literally some of the best black stories out, and he's written for DC and Marvel. I'm telling you, your best black stories ain't coming from Black Panther, ain't coming from Black Lightning, they ain't coming from Static, they ain't coming from Icon. I'm sorry, and these are all books that I love and get and support. But the best black books I have read in the past 5 years, period, is indie books. Noir is the New Black. Oh my God, fire. Flawed, fire. Noble by Brandon Thomas, who's written some dope DC books. Fire. These is black stories. Philadelphia, which is one of the best comics, period, within the last 10 years. Philadelphia. Black book, not with DC or Marvel, bro. I'm sorry. The best black stories with the black characters, you not getting from DC and Marvel. And I wonder why. Maybe if you look at the starters view and I talk about importance of black comics and the beauty of black indies, that will tell you why. But I'm just saying, like, we have so much right now. If you go look at those Eisner Awards, and look at the black people nominated, and look at the stories they're nominated for. Just go on and look. Just say that. The best black stories not coming from DC and Marvel. The best black stories is coming from independent creators. Now back to these black stories being about the best black stories are from DC and Marvel. That's just fact. I know it's subjective, but let's be honest. That is just fact. The best black stories are not coming from DC and Marvel. The freshest, most creative black stories aren't coming from DC and Marvel. Like, you feel like this is where I think we should be looking for the black stories that we want. And then I think that we can make these popular to the point where these stories get animated, these stories get movies. Then we can see these stories more in the mainstream. That is the importance of community going back. I'm telling you, everything I'm saying is literally just a big circle. Everything I'm saying is just a big circle. I've thought about this video, even though I messed up a little bit. I've thought about putting this all together and how it all just circles around to black indies where we should be at. Especially if you're a black nerd looking for representation. If you want more black people comics, black indies are where we should be at. And there's a lot of great things going on right now. Like some people I mentioned, Stephanie Williams and Ray Anthony Heights, they're collabing with Shaq to bring y'all a black pirate story. A black pirate story, which let me, you know, I brought it up so I couldn't just give you like the cliff notes. All right. They are partnering to develop an epic pirate comic series. All right. Vengeance Unchained, Vengeance Unchained, the Legend of Black Caesar, and they're teaming up with Archie Comics. All right, and the upcoming it reimages historical West African king who rises to become a feared Caribbean pirate. Black story, history in it, with Ray Anthony Heights and Stephanie Williams. You know this book gonna be fire. And teaming up with Shaq. I don't really know what Shaq got to do with this. I can look into it. But we all know Shaq's been a comic book fan for a minute. Been a comic fan. Nicknamed Superman. All right. So that's one big thing that's coming out. We got Shay Grayson, who's writing Absolute Catwoman right now, right? She has a book out. I looked her up because I wanted to figure out who she was and if I could find some of her indie books so I can support them. She has a book called Dark Spaces, and like, well, Dark Spaces, Good Deed. So Dark Spaces was like this anthology thing that Scott Snyder started. One of the man that's heading up all the DC Absolute stuff right now. He started this thing, was like this horror anthology, and then she's one of the writers on this one called Good Deed. Like basically like a small town with a with a little bit of mystery and horror to it. All right, basically one of those stories, and I'm actually reading it now. I'm halfway through it, and it's actually really good. And it's one of her indie books, and she is also writing Absolute Catwoman right now. So that's a black woman, and we need to big up black women comics because they are killing it. But there's a black woman in comics that is now writing Absolute Catwoman. Absolute is the big universe right now, but you can easily go support her indie book, which is Good Deed, which is fire right now. All right, and like I said, I'm reading out. Probably do a video on that soon because that book is actually pretty dope. But that pretty much touches on all the points I wanted to talk about. I just think that we're in a time where I see people asking for representation, but I don't see enough people pointing people in the right place to get representation. All right. I don't see enough of us, really. I don't see enough of our community banding together, whether it be all of it. I don't see the content community, content creators, and everybody band together to really put a spotlight on these black indies. I see some here and there, but like as a whole, we could really come together and do something to really show off these black indies and show what these black indies are doing and show that this is really the renaissance that it is. These are people really coming up, showing their stories that should be spotlight, that deserve the spotlight, really deserve the spotlight. That's what I really want to say. There are people working hard to give us representation, that are working hard to give us good stories, just compelling stories, and not just stories with black characters. People really just want to create good stories, and they just happen to be black and give you black characters. That's so great about it. They're not just trying to fill up a check mark or put it out there in February, Black History Month, say, hey, here y'all niggas go. Like, there are really people out here like really pushing the needle or trying to push the needle. You feel me? And I think we should be pushing the needle for them. And I want to say this. I really should have put this at the start of the video. I want to say this. This video is not coming. I actually said this. This video is not coming to me as a comic creator. I'm not clamoring for y'all to come buy my books with this video. Other videos I am. All the other promotion videos I am. With this video right here, when I'm promoting black indies and support black indies, I am never talking about myself. When you see me a video talking about support 650 Comics, that's when I'm talking about myself. These videos where I'm talking about supporting these black indies is me saying support the people I'm a fan of, to people that I'm peers with, people that I look up to. You feel me? Like, and selfishly, I want more of these books my damn self. I want more Concrete. I want more Wiseacre. So I want y'all also to support them so my ass could get more of these books. You feel me? So like, this is coming from a place as a fan, and who literally, I've been watching this scene, studying it. I'm in the comments. I'm looking at the comments. I'm looking at who's liking comments. I'm looking at videos. I'm looking at all y'all creators' videos that come over my timeline talking about certain things and certain hashtags. I'm in there seeing who is showing support and how they're showing support. I'm literally when I wake up, I lie to you not, the first thing I do when I wake up is I check these pages. I check I check the community, check to see what's going on, check to see the drama y'all got going on. Even though I don't care for it, it's still, I gotta see what's happening going on. You feel me? I'm checking y'all pages. I'm seeing what y'all saying about this, seeing what y'all saying about that. You feel me? So as a fan, I'm coming into these spaces, seeing everything, and this is me coming to y'all as a fan, saying these things and saying that as a community, I think we can do a better job of spotlighting these stories, pushing these stories. All right, and also we can do a better job, but not kicking each other, pushing each other down, crabs in a barrel type shit. All right, I'm not going to get too much into that, but I just think there's so much good things going on with the indie, and that we could be pushing with indie and talking about with indie and having these conversations that we're just not having, bro. So I think that's why I wanted to make this video, to kind of just aim it. I had a purpose with this video, talk about black indies, aim it towards black indie fans and creators. So and I just spent 40 minutes talking about this joint, and I need some water because I got a little cotton mouth. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Anything else I might have missed with my ADHD, I'm probably gonna put in another video, TikTok video. But this is another episode of Yo a Nerd, and I just really wanted to push out the importance of black indie, the beauty of black indie, supporting black indie, and the importance of community. I think we've seen what our community really can do, and I think we just need to really aim the gun that we are in the right direction at the right target. And I just think in the past couple months we have not been nowhere aimed at the right target at all. I think that we kind of aiming backwards. Like we should be like this, but we more like this. I don't know how that happens, but I just think we not aiming at the right target. You feel me? So that's my tidbit. No, it's not. That's not my tidbit on all shit y'all be talking about. This is talking about Black Indie. This is where I'm at, and that's my tidbit on Black Indie, y'all. And like I said, I'm Malcolm McFadden, the Creator 615 Comics. I will post. I'm gonna do it because you got. I'm gonna post a link of different lists. Actually, no, I'm not, because y'all not gonna get mad at me for somebody not being on this list. All right, I'm no. Black Comic Lords has a literal list of Black indies that they're updating all the time that people can support. I will be posting that link in this description so you can get mad at them if you're not on this list. All right, so yeah, I'll be posting that in the comments of Black indies you can support. You can also follow me on this page. I'm doing interviews with creators, talking about creators. I need to start posting my TikTok videos to my YouTube more where I talk about Black creators. I definitely need to do that. But I will be posting about Black indie creators. And if you are a content creator and wants to kind of team up on helping some Black indies and supporting Black indies and actually being about what we talk about, then hit me up. Let's do that. But please go support some Black indies today. Go check them out, and not just because they're Black. I want y'all to go check them out because they're Black. But once you get there and it's something you're interested in, buy that book, purchase that, tell your friend about it, tell another person about it, post that you both bought the book, post that the book was sent to you. You feel me? These are ways we can help Black indie. Matter of fact, just before I even leave, real quick ways you can help Black indie: share, like, comment. Add a fire emoji. Tell your friend you bought this book. Also, let people know that you got your book back from Kickstarter so that people know that people are fulfilling their Kickstarters and they can trust the Kickstarter and they can trust this creator. Let people know about these websites. Let people know that you bought this book. You don't even got to say too much about it. You don't got to get a full-on review about it. Maybe just post a picture that you bought this book and that you got this book. It's that easy. There's literally, you don't even have to support with your dollars. So you can literally just share the books. Tell people about it. And then go on and support with your dollars. Maybe somebody else will support with their dollars. You feel me? These are very easy way you can support Black indie books. That simple. Go to a convention, talk to them, tell them that you like their book, tell them that their book was fire. Just give them some feedback, give them some good, maybe bad feedback, whatever. You can help these people out by supporting. So that's all I got to say. That's a lot I had to say. But thank y'all for watching the episode of Yo Nerd. And please go support some Black indies today. Go support these comic books companies that I said, because I want more of their books my damn self. All right. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.